Hi Aries, come on in if you'd like to have a seat for a little divination dose, a little scry as I'm finishing up here your scroll made in your name and essence. If you'd like to take a screenshot, so you can scry on your own time and terms and see, sense and feel any shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. All right, Aries, I'm going to take a moment here to cleanse the palate, relaxing and releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Aries, let's go. Thank you for holding space for me to share my insights. As always, like, share, subscribe. I am seeing one of those trees. It's not an umbrella tree. Could even be a willow. Some sort of willow tree. Something feels a little droopy right now, but yet there's a new canopy on top, but I just don't know if I personally can see it. There's puppy dog ears that are hearing with love, like looking to hear kind words or loving words. Maybe your environment doesn't have that and you're trying to add some higher vibe light. I'm seeing a lampshade. I'm seeing one of those lamps that is made of wood, and like if somebody had carved out, it's very country like you would see. I'm totally assuming like up in the mountains, like at a cabin or something, and something about a lamp, and it's made of wood, and the lampshade has silhouettes of trees and a moose and just very natural things, something along that lines. And it's like ta-ting. Seeing somebody sitting on a stump, but I'm seeing this like a contemplation stump. And way back in the day, this is what it's reminding me of, so if I may share, to Lilydale, and there was this little part that had like tree stumps that you could sit on. I don't know if they were actually for contemplation back in the day, but that's how it's feeling for me right now, like contemplation stumps. And it's connected to light. And then that's what's coming up. I don't know if you're feeling very protected right now or you are being protective right now. I'm seeing a poodle in the light. This feels like spirit now. I feel like I'm wandering into the spirit realm. Okay, so I'm going to just follow this rabbit hole because it's honestly what I'm seeing, sensing, and feeling. So this person is sitting on a stump, but it's like a spiritual stump. And something about the knees as well is coming through. I don't know if anyone's knees have been achy, breaky, but maybe just applying some energy healing or the good old fashioned, ice, whatever meets your meat suit for the best. Something about the knees. So they're sitting, and the neck and head, there's some sort of earring or something happening at the ears, because there's two sets of ears. Like there's earthly ears, and it's so somehow your heart chakra is connected to your higher ears, like higher heart, third eye, higher like temple ears, if that makes sense. Temple ears. And they are also connected out to this light lampshade. And then higher up, there is another canopy of connectivity. Okay, Arians, I'm seeing a being here and then a being here sitting on top of the head of the other one. I feel like you might be birthing your light body if you haven't already, but it's this continuous nurturing of light. But I'm not gonna lie, it feels heavy, like going birthing life energy, whether it's in, you know, physical form or not. There's incubation time. Could be something in and of the mind, like an idea. I'm also not sure if I'm seeing a ram, a goat, or something along that lines. It could be a bull, something more earthly in nature. And they're looking back. Like if a dog was jumping up on your leg to say like, hi, 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 hi. And then somebody knocks at the door or something. Actually, it feels like something in spirit. To be very honest, because they're looking at the light line of your lampshade and then spirits around and then they look like, who was that? What was that, Mom? What was that, Dad? What was that? There might be specifically an animal in spirit. Okay. Or you have an animal that is very strong in the spirit realm. I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle here for the Aryan energies as I flipped it to win it. Did I say that? Well, I've said it now. Okay, Aryans. Okay, so this when I had it the one way, everything felt droopy, and now everything's coming up. Lifting up. This could just be part and part of the seasons, Aryans, but maybe you're going through something, or there's something in your, again, I keep wanting to say there's something in your environment that is just there. And maybe it brings about this flop. It's like seeing a plant sleeping and then it wakes up. A plant sleeping and then it wakes up. Victory. If you are working towards anything or understanding this surreal symbolic story, there's a victory to be had there, but there's something about, there's that plant again. I know it's in the shape of like a crown, but it's working in the light body. This is part and parcel of working in the light. The light doesn't stay on all the time. There's this gentle fluctuation. And then also, Aryans, in regards to the light body, it's no different than an actual light. When you're ready to go to sleep, when you're ready to go to bed, or when you need a rest, turn the light off. So I don't want to say you don't want to, because who the heck am I? But there's almost this understanding of sometimes your light's off and sometimes your light's on. Do you want to be shiny all the time? Like maybe that's a perspective to consider. You're working on your shine, you're working on your light body, and it is obviously luminescence, but there's like shiny all the time. That too, that's a constant current. Anywho, the thinking man and strategy. I don't know if the light, oh, there we go. Thinking man and strategy. Perhaps there is something in regards to this light body about being a little bit more strategic of when you share your shine. The thinking man. Yeah, just thinking upon, see how he's, sorry, I'm not trying to give you the finger. He's looking at the source, the light, the flower, the lotus, whatever you want to call it, the plant, the luminescence. Perhaps bringing in your male energy to help the feminine energy be victorious in keeping the shine. Like I want to do this, you know, like shining your apple or something like that. Okay. All right, Aryans. I'm going to go back to your ink blot. I feel like I got all, see, like I was in your lampshade shine. It's like, can't stay there. It's exhausting for the illuminator, perhaps. I'm seeing a tulip. And I do get the sense that there's something way deep in here. Whoops. that is your shadow. And your shadow is at the trunk of this shine. See how they're like in their, okay, I'm going to say in their polarity places. And now it's about like the sun and the moon, the dark and the light, all those wonderful aspects we can apply. And all of this in between is, it feels like the different channels and the different, not all of actually, it feels very specific to particular layers of your life that your attention and your focus is flowing and going. Some are more clearing, some are more, of self-care and kindness. I'm seeing an acorn, and it's birthing something about laughing, like having a good time, like lighthearted laughs is what I'm hearing. And then I'm also seeing there's like peggy things, like they kind of look like pegs. And if anything pops up that just doesn't feel good, they get like punched. But it's like I'm seeing them like those blow up clown things that are weighted, and you're like, pop, no, pop, no. But they come back because if there's anything reoccurring in your life, like in that cyclical nature, I kind of want to say, Arians, turn your light off. That's what they're coming for. That's why they keep popping up. You're like, just turn it off. It doesn't, and if they're like, oh, well, your light's not on anymore, I'd be like, no, I don't, I carry that for all, but in almost like in a different state. You do that in your shamanic state or in your private spaces when it's safe to be shiny. All right, closing out here for the Arians. And we're nearing November, but I will be doing your full Rorschach for December coming up soon. So, keep an eye out for that. But we're going to keep this short and sweet as we close out. Arians, so victorious. Your polarities feel like they're in place. Shadow, shine, male and female. I'm also seeing like pipes of light just come down to you. There's also somebody else that you are connected to that you may not see all the time. Like they're not in your peripheral, but you are plugged into them. Do you see that socket? Is that what that's called? A socket? So if you yourself have a friend or a mentor, family member, something like that, there's like this other message coming through, because like as you turn your shine on or off, if you have a friend, mentor, or a practice in place, something along that lines, it's like utilize the wisdom sharing, the light laughterhood and all that kind of stuff, like the gesturing to kind of help break it off so nothing gets stuck, because it's actually helpful for both, as long as the intention is pure, as long as the loyalty is intact of the highest frequency and there's no funny business. Then you will plug in and they will plug in right into this channel. So if you feel like there's been an unplugging, they too just might be turning the light off for a while, because they're doing something to preserve, and that in turn could be part and parcel of it, right? Fear is reminding me of those clowns that come up. Your loyalty and work to your light is what keeps them coming back if you don't want them to come back, right? If you're like, please stop, just turn your shine off. And it might take some time to detox from that. But at the end of the day, it's because you are a treasure. Look at all that light lighting up. Like you are your shadow. I'm going to try not to give you the finger. And your shine. Your shadow and your shine. Like the whole lampshade. It's still wet, sorry. All right, Arians, I'm going to leave it there. May you enjoy this sleeping, waking up, this lampshade, your contemplation stump. I really look forward to your reading and your Rorschach in December. And until then, thank you for joining me. It's my honor.